What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Metal Cardbot Heavy Iron, which is the final figure in the Wave 1 of Metal Cardbot from Agabyss. And this is also the final figure I'm looking at in the box that they gave me. So again, thank you to Agabyss for sending these out. I really enjoyed looking at these. This is obviously the bigger figure. They call it the Road Warrior class. It's the largest one. It's also the more expensive one. This is about the price of a Hasbro Leader class today. I think it's $65 on their website. So, Leader class has gotten smaller over time. And, that's just the way of the world. But, with these, you still get a big, heavy, chunky thing for that Leader class price point. We do get his metal card here with a nice image of heavy iron with gold there. Inside we get the silver. Here's his weapon, which we'll look at a little bit later. And here is heavy iron. Let's get in a little closer so you can see some of the details. We got translucent blue for the eyes, metallic blue for the head crest, silver for the face. He's got some paint on the head. Pretty complex head. You got blue paint here, red paint, gold paint, more accents throughout. Gold and blue, black paint down here. Coming to the side, you got that gold and black paint there. Here's the back. It is a pretty clean thing for a combiner. It actually combines the cab and the trailer to form this robot. All right, let's take a look at his articulation. Head is on a ball joint. It gets down to there, back to there, side to side, and rotates around. Shoulders rotate around on a friction joint, or a ratchet joint, all the way around. You get a little bit of a reverse butterfly just due to the transformation. So you can put his arms back like that. Shoulders or biceps will go out to the side, up to there, 2 clicks. And the elbow joint is oddly limited. This piece gets in the way. I feel like you should be able to go more, but it does push on this. And I don't think you're meant to do that, so I don't recommend you do that. Hands can rotate a little bit in and out. Waist rotation on a ratchet. Legs will kick up to there, back to there, out to the side on a ratchet as well. You have no rotation at the thigh, but a rotation at the knee. And nothing at the feet. These are pre-posed at an angle, so you kind of have to have it out like to the side like this for an A stance. For the accessories, we get this knife weapon, which is pretty cool. Red, black, and translucent blue. This will plug in either arm, doesn't matter. I'll put it over here. That looks nice. We also get the card, which turns into a piece of armor. So we're going to fold this down and tab it in. Fold this down, fold that down. And then you'll see there's 2 pegs and 2 tabs. They're going to plug in to the chest right here. So just get that lined up. And there you go. There's the chest armor. For size comparison, there it is next to the Metal Cardbot Blue Star and the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And you can see just how big their Leader class is over the modern day Hasbro Leader class. Towers over. This is probably like Commander class, or maybe even bigger than Commander class these days. So you do get a lot of bot for your money. All right, now let's get Heavy Iron transformed into his vehicle mode. Go ahead and remove this. We actually need this for the transformation. Fold this over and just set this aside for now. We're going to go ahead and unplug this chest plate. And we can fold these up. Unclip the top piece and tab that back in. And then we can just store the card back on here. Set this aside. You don't need this for the vehicle mode. All right, first we're going to take off the arms. So like I mentioned, this is like a combiner. So you're going to slide this up. Same for this one, slide this up. And we're going to take this and bring this up It's on a slider, so you're going to slide this out, collapse that down, straighten this up, bring this over, and then for this hand, we're going to pull out on this section and then rotate the hand in. That's how it looks. All right, same on this one. Fold that in, straighten up the arm, bring this back, slide it down, clip that in, flip this over, and pull out the hand, flip that down. And now we're going to grab the gun, because the gun's going to go right in here. Actually becomes part of the trailer. And then we'll tab these two pieces together, and this makes up the top of the trailer. So go ahead and set that aside, and now we'll take off the top of the chest, and this is going to make up the cab. We'll do that last. Go ahead and take the legs and peg those together. Pull down on the legs, so they'll extend like this. We'll rotate these panels up. Rotate these panels out. And then we'll combine the two halves. So bring this in. You can see there's two clips here, or two clips here going into two tabs here, and another two clips here going on two tabs there. So this will fit right in the middle and click together. So we have something like this. Right. We can come to the bottom here and flip out this peg, which is going to become the tow hitch. So set that down, and then we'll take care of this guy. For this guy, you're going to lift up the head. We'll fold this back. These are going to become the smokestacks. Now, I guess you could leave it like this as like guns up there, but I'm going to fold them down to do the official transformation. And we're going to fold these back and then bring this down and clip it in place to make the smokestacks. Open up this front chest plate, bring this back, tab it in there, tab that in there, and then we'll bring the head down and it'll sit right in this cavity and kind of get covered up by this rear part. All right, last step, we'll take this and plug it in. All right, there is heavy iron transformed, and I think this looks really cool. It does roll nicely on the wheels. It's got some pretty high grip tires, but yeah, you got the gold stripe along the side. We got gold paint here, black paint. It looks a little bit like an Ultra Magnus, but with without a carrier back here. It does look like he has doors back here. They don't open, but it does look like it has like a molded in handle. Here's the front. He does have eyes up here. I think, again, these are the more subtle ones. It's kind of just underneath there. Translucent blue for the headlights, translucent blue for the fog lights. More translucent blue up here, or metallic blue up here. Good looking cab. There is some detail back here. You got tail lights in red and down here as well. So all in all, pretty nice looking truck mode here. For size comparison, there it is next to the Metal Cardbot version of Flash Vector, and nice big truck mode. You know, fits in well with the, I mean, they're all kind of different scales in the vehicle mode, but it does fit in nicely. So final recommendations on the Metal Cardbot Heavy Iron. This is a pretty cool looking figure in robot mode and in vehicle mode. I like the overall aesthetic and I like the weapons. The truck mode definitely, feels like an Optimus, but an evil Optimus, maybe more like a Motormaster or something like that. It's still a little bit limited. You know, that's been kind of a theme throughout the wave, on and off. Some of the figures had more than others. This one, the limitations, especially in the arm, the elbow joint, and also the outward movement, could stand to have a little bit more. It does have the waist swivel, but the arm is a little bit limited. But when you consider the price points, that these are basically the same as leader class, and you're getting a lot for your money in terms of the size, it does feel like, a pretty fun figure for the money. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Hanny from Agabyss for sending all of these. I really enjoyed the time looking at these. Hopefully we get to see more of these in the future when we get to season 2 and 3. So please support Agabyss so we can get the future figures from this line, because they're very impressive. I showed you a few during these reviews, and they're really exciting. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you next time.
TM Reviews. What's up, YouTube fans?